Hey guys, Curtis Alexander. I'm a pharmacist. In this video, let's answer the question, should you be supplementing with pregnenolone? Now, it's popular to supplement with pregnenolone because you can get it easily. It's considered very safe. It's basically the grandfather hormone. It can be made into any other hormone in your body. So in theory, it makes a lot of sense, but there's a couple of important things that need to be in place before you supplement with pregnenolone. I'm going to talk about those right away, and then I'm going to go into some other factors that you want to consider before you supplement. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about if you think you need to supplement, the question is why. Number one, you need to have your blood levels measured. I'll include a link that I recommend for people to do that, but you can't supplement with pregnenolone without actually knowing your levels. Assuming your levels are low, and you're considering supplementing, the next thing we have to look at is why is that? Okay, and there's usually three things we look at. First of all, for pregnenolone to be made, to come out of your mitochondria and go into your body and be made into other hormones, we need three big things. First of all, T3. T3, as you may be aware, it's our active form of thyroid hormone. That has to be in place. We also need LDL cholesterol, okay, which sounds weird because it's considered the bad cholesterol. That LDL has a bad rap that way, excuse the pun. But you need cholesterol to get into the cell, and you also need vitamin A. Now, a lot of people supplement with vitamin A. That's a plant-based vitamin A. You really want to consume animal products so you get retinol in its natural form of vitamin A. That's very important, especially if you have thyroid problems. If you have thyroid problems, there's a very small chance you're going to convert any of that plant-based vitamin A or beta carotene into the active form. But those are three things that need to be in place. If we can get those into the cell, the mitochondria, it's going to be able to give you energy. But the other thing it's going to give you is pregnenolone. And pregnenolone, as you can see, can be made into DHEA. So very important for libido and sex drive. Can be made into progesterone, which can also be made into cortisol. Okay, it can also be made into aldosterone, and on we go. So again, it's made into a lot of things. But assuming you have these things in place, what are some other factors, should you supplement? Well, we've already talked about thyroid function. If you have poor thyroid function, you need to fix that first. Supplementing with pregnenolone is going to be a Band-Aid. It can potentially help your thyroid, but usually that's a lifestyle and diet thing. Okay, we have also talked about cholesterol levels. That's something obviously you need to look at. And we want that cholesterol coming obviously from natural foods. Speaking of foods, is the diet. Contrary to popular belief, we know we need good cholesterol levels in our diet, and we need a thyroid healthy diet. That means staying away from extreme diets. I've been down this road. I've made many videos on it, and I have the low thyroid to as proof of how damaging they can be for the thyroid. So we want a good mix of protein, fat, and healthy carbs, not junk carbs, healthy carbs, okay? Again, I've done other videos on that, so check those out. So diet is extremely critical to your body being able to make pregnenolone and also protect pregnenolone. I'll talk about that in a second. Actually, I'll talk about that right now in the form of stress. So why is stress important? Well, let's say you supplement with pregnenolone and it's kind of that cure-all. Well, what's going to happen most likely is if you have stress in your life, and it can be any stress, you're not sleeping, it can be physical stress from working out too much, it could be whatever stressor it is, your body doesn't care, but it's most likely going to shunt a lot of that pregnenolone via this pathway and make more cortisol to help you deal with that stressful event. This does not make cortisol bad, but it does mean that a lot of the pregnenolone that you're going to be supplementing with is not going to give you the results you're looking for. Case in point is the people that come to me and go, okay, I'm supplementing and I feel like my heart's racing, I'm getting headaches, I'm getting migraines. and most of that is likely going to be linked to either cortisol, or we believe that this DHEA to cortisol ratio plays a role in migraines and headache. So that's something to think about. Just because you're going to take pregnenolone, it can be turned into things that are going to give you side effects or make your condition worse. All right, TRT therapy. We know that if you're on TRT therapy, and you try to add in pregnenolone, it can actually make your levels worse. It can also go downstream and make your DHE levels worse. It can make your sex hormone binding globulin worse, and that has the downstream effect of decreasing libido and basically going against what the testosterone replacement therapy is trying to do in the first place. So that's something you have to keep an eye out for. Dose. Most people are going to throw around, hey, take 50 to maybe up to 200 milligrams a day. But I've seen people struggle on pregnenolone therapy at even much lower doses. Even 25 milligrams a day can cause issues. Also, the form of pregnenolone matters. You will see synthetic forms of pregnenolone. And here's the thing to remember. Normally, if you supplement with a bioidentical form of pregnenolone, it is not going to give your body a negative feedback, meaning it's not going to tell your body to stop making pregnenolone. That's one of the cool things. If you supplement with the right form of pregnenolone, it's not going to stop your body from making it. But if you use a plant-based form of pregnenolone, it can stop your body from making its own pregnenolone. So that's an important factor as well. So hopefully you guys can see from this video that it's not a cut and dry answer. Is taking pregnenolone dangerous? Not generally. It's generally considered safe. And I've done a video on the side effects of pregnenolone, so be sure to check that out if you're curious. But that still doesn't mean it's the right thing for you. Again, why are your levels, first of all, are your levels actually low? If they are, why are they low? Most likely some of these things up here upstream that aren't in place for your body to be able to make it. And then if you have those things in place and your levels are low, let's look at some of these other things that might be going on. And if you have some of those things, then yeah, maybe supplementing makes sense. But I would still say long term, you should consider it a band-aid, a stepping stone to getting some of these bedrock things in place. Okay. Hope this helped, guys. Let me know in the comments other other topics you would like me to cover. I'll make sure to get those done. And I hope this video was helpful. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.